Welcome back to Leaders Dialogue Show. On studio we have Mr. John Ng'ang'a, who is a business consultant, an author of 10 books, and a public speaker. The issue of working hard and working smart, could you kindly shed more light on that?
Yeah, like we had said before the break, if you really are working smart, yes, it means you'll be both effective, yeah, and you'll also be efficient. And we explained that working hard, you can be working hard, but because you're not efficient, you end up using more effort or more money or more resources, yes, than what was necessary. Yes, yes. That means the resources God has given you are going to last less than they would have done. It's very, very important to understand that. So we can't, it's not enough to work, and many of us work hard but don't work smart. And in the process, we don't. So when I go to a new job, the first thing is to find out what my task and targets. What am I supposed to achieve? What the purpose of the job? Now, if you understand the purpose of the job, the initial thing is to do it the way it has always been done. That's true. After understanding the way it is done, ask yourself, is it possible to meet this purpose differently? Can I do something that will save effort, save resources, and achieve it? Alternatively, can I use the same resources but get a higher product? Higher productivity. Now, when you answer that question, it means that the first year, you may have done things the same way they were done before. In the second year, you start evaluating different methods. By the time you are that year, you should be becoming more efficient, more effective, and producing better than ever was done. Only people with the spirit of excellence are really do that. Some others operate as per the Anglican prayer book. You know, whatever you do without end. No change. No. That's not excellence. You need to always ask yourself, is there a different way of doing this? In that way, is it better? Of course, there are other people who change for the sake of change. They'll come and find things are being done in this way in this office because they want to put their mark. They just change. But the new method they have come with are more inefficient and are not effective. In the end, your productivity goes down because you have not sought out the purpose of the job. Anything you do should not be to glorify yourself. It should be to become effective and efficient. Because remember we said serving God is serving man to God's glory. So you will really want to do something. So we are saying working hard is not enough. You need to work smart. And if you want to work smart, it will be important that you do things in a way that you are effective and you are efficient. Yeah.
Talking about excellence in a church setup, what is the role of members in ensuring the ministers are excellent in their workplace, and that is at church setup?
A good church setup is not a one-man show. It is group working together. In fact, the New Testament says when you come together, one has a hymn, one has a song. In other words, everybody is participating. That's we call it Sunday worship, common worship. We all must participate. We do not want people who are just passive and come and do anything or do nothing. So the first thing is, if you want excellence in the church, number one, you must answer the question, why does the church exist? Purpose. Again, back to that purpose. People do a lot of activities for nothing. Or they do a lot of activities, but they have a purpose, but whatever they are doing is a lot of sweat, a lot of heat, and no light. Because you see, it's not pointing to the reason. So in the same way, the church, both the leadership and the membership, must keep revisiting their vision. Why do they exist? In the Lausanne Committee for World Evangelization, in 1989, in Manila, they give a definition. They said, the mission of the church is to mobilize the whole church with the whole word in order to reach the whole world. Very different aspects. You can't be a success unless all of them are done. The first one is everybody involved in evangelization? If no, you're not a successful church.
Yes.
Number two, are you preaching the whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation?
Yes.
Or are you selecting certain ones? That's what we call your cult, because they are selecting certain things and not teaching the whole Bible. The whole gospel must be taught. If not, you're not a success.
Yes.
But number three, are you going to the whole world? Are you the type of person who just want the rich?
Yes.
Or you want the poor? Or do you see lost man irrespective of his financial or social background?
Yes.
And do you want to help them? So in a good church setup that seeks excellence, purpose must be clarified. But number two, any task that is done should be measured, not on the basis of who did it or how he did it, but how does it help the church to meet its purpose.
That's true.
So if anything, if they want to say we want a goat eating meeting for men next Saturday, for what? If it does not meet the purpose of the church, then the church is wasting its time to do it. You must also answer the question, this is my purpose. How does this activity help us in order to achieve our purpose? Thirdly and importantly, how involved is everybody? Are you creating ministries and opportunities so that everybody can feel they are participating? Or in a lot of churches, all they need to use your money. They don't want your ideas.
No.
They don't want your participation. Let the pesa, just bring the money. Now, if you don't have that involvement, then you end up with mediocrity led by the senior pastor, and the people feel helpless. But my wife likes putting it, when people are unhappy, they vote with their legs. In other words, they walk away. You wonder, why are people leaving? It's because they are voting with their legs. And they'll even be talking, Pastor, you're such a loving person, thank you very much. Next Sunday, they don't show up.
No.
They have voted.
Yes.
So if your question is how a church can operate with excellence, it will be important that everybody feels they have a part in it. Finally, there must be a clear evaluation method.
Yes.
I believe it's okay for a church to have a strategic plan because it's biblical. The church says, the Bible says in Luke 14, do not start making a tower when you have not enough resources to make the tower. That means you must have a strategic plan.
Yes.
Where are we going? How are you going to get the resources? Yes. Now it's important that they have got it. Then the critical part of the plan is a monitoring, measuring. Do you have key performance indicators, key measures, so that you can tell whether what God has called you to do, you are achieving it or not? So everybody who can see in that purpose, everybody with their gifts will be needed for the church to do well. Yeah.
And the issue of excellence in matters accountability.
Yeah.
A senior pastor, is it right for him to account to members and all that?
You know, from what I've said, the senior person is doing one task. The sweeper is doing another. But all of us are working in order to meet our purpose.
Yes.
I've also indicated that you need to agree, how shall we know we are succeeding?
Oh.
They are called measures.
Measures.
Those measures, the CEO is the senior pastor. If the organization is not meeting its purpose, all of us are to blame, but especially the CEO. So that means you can't have a church without accountability.
No.
That's why it's important for a church. You know, for example, when they lost Judas, Peter could have just said, hey, Matthias is going to be the next person. No. Accountability required that the whole congregation start together and they cast lots to appoint the replacement of Judas. So it means that any church, there must be clear accountability. So the senior pastor, the junior pastor, everyone is accountable to somebody. The junior pastors are accountable to the senior pastor. The senior pastor is accountable to the board. The board is accountable to the members. And all of us are accountable to God.
That's true.
That is the thing that will help us to have a stable church. When you have a church of one person, it's not scriptural.
No.
Because the scriptures are clear. When Paul started churches, he went everywhere appointing elders. The other name for a pastor is an elder. My friend, he did not appoint an elder. He appointed elders. That means each congregation had to have a leadership, plural leadership. In other words, several people leading together.
Yes.
That's why accountability comes in. If you are Mr. All and all, people will vote with their legs.
That's true.
Except the ones that like to be controlled. By the way, that's a funny thing. There are people whose personality makes them want pastors who control them. So if you control them, they stay with you longer.
Yes.
But not many of us are in that category. So you end up losing people and your productivity will actually go down. And it's not a New Testament model for a church.
Excellent. Well, we are so much grateful, Mr. John Ng'ang'a, for having time to share more insight on leadership issues. And for sure, excellence does not just stop at workplace. Even in churches, excellence is expected. Viewers, we have come to the end of this show. Be sure to write your comments on our Facebook page, that is Leaders Dialogue, and our Twitter page at Leaders Dialogue Show. Until next Monday, 8:30 p.m., keep glowing as a leader. Thank you so much.
We are the new generation. We are the youth of the nation.